Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club League in association with ACD Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I am your host, Blackjack, and joining me is my co-host, Foxtrot. Foxtrot, how do you feel today?
I feel amazing, Blackjack. I'm really excited to cast this match. It's going to be ZeusaberZ versus Sunset Ninjas, and we are going to start off on a very big surprise coming to me, as I was expecting them to go to one of those maps that we usually see our community prefer. But today it's going to be Villa. The game is almost afoot here. Everybody's in the lobby. What do you think is going to turn out? As we saw Seva Esports fight off yesterday on and take the victory as well on the side of Villa. How do you think is going to matter today, as this will be the second time that we're getting to witness Villa on the live stream?
Well, this being the second time for Villa, it's obviously very early to say since the match hasn't even begun yet, but this match between ZeusaberZ and Sunset Ninjas is definitely going to be very interesting, to say the very least. I'm expecting a defender-heavy meta. As it were, Villa is somewhat defender favored given how the sites work and how we've seen the sites work in previous matches, right? But regarding that, it's going to be interesting to see how both teams go about their respective roles as we move into the ban phase. The first ban is going to be coming in from Sunset Ninjas here,
Right.
as their first ban is a Monty. Okay, Montaigne being taken off the board. That is your shield gone. It's not a ban you usually see all the way out here in competitive Rainbow Six, but it's a ban that is quite common in higher tier rank and even in unranked. Whenever I hop in there from time to time, it's funny. Not a lot of people play unranked, despite its intended role being a practice area, right? And the second ban coming in from ZeusaberZ is going to be on the Buck. That's going to be taking out a little bit of the vertical potential for the attackers. Of course, ZeusaberZ did that to themselves, so they're probably going to be focusing more on horizontal pushes, maybe a Zofia or even a Jackal, because there is Jackal still available. As Valkyrie, a very good intel operators, are going to be banned by Sunset Ninjas, and of course, that's a lot of intel taken off the board. Excuse me, ZeusaberZ banned the Valkyrie. That is my mistake. But coming back to the last ban, the defender ban from Sunset Ninjas, what do you think is going to be, Foxy? Real quick.
I think it's going to be Echo. I mean, that's the only... Oh, wait a minute. Look at these bans here. We have 0 meta bans coming in from the side of both these teams. Montaigne, Buck, Valkyrie, Pulse. And looks like these two teams have come prepared with their homework. It looks like all these bans that we're looking at right now on the screen are very targeted to against each other. And this is going to be an interesting match just by the looks of it, as now we have officially proceeded into the group stages, and this is the fight of the top 32 teams on who makes it to the divisions in the TEC league. And things are just getting heated up. And let's get right in the match here. Look at those operator picks coming out from the side of both these teams. We're going to take a quick look at the roster here from the side of ZeusaberZ. That's Simplex, Drizzle, Nikiristo, Lancer, and Raven. The side of Sunset Ninjas, we have Shaitan, Cairo, Villain, Ultra Genius, and I just couldn't catch the name of the castle there, but a very good pick, I would say, coming in from Castle, as well as double ACOGs that we are seeing them run, and first sight is going to be Statue. Just like we had that conversation yesterday on how the meta has changed on this map, while I would say most teams try and prefer, the way it goes on rank. You want to go to Aviator Games Room, try and hold that off. The study push, the study hold, it's all classic stuff. And with the Mira still being in play, I'm actually surprised we are not seeing ZeusaberZ, or rather Sunset Ninjas, bring that to the board. But then again, one could always argue this is a statue room defense, and they just might not want to opt for that.
Well, more than that, given the fact that they have gone for this trophy room hold right off the bat, it just shows how much Villa has evolved as a map and how more people have figured out how this map moves, like how you can move in this map, how the rotations work, and how actually initially a lot of people didn't like the trophy room hold, but now as we can see, trophy room, kitchen, both the first 4 sites in fact have become quite popular in recent days. And Aviator Games, it's still a good site, but people are preferring to go to the other sites more just because they have more potential. As Nomad here, I think she was a little busy breaking one of the props out there on the balcony as she repels in, and there is Villain over here on the Bandit inside of Aviator. He's right by the office door, he's going to be making sure that any roam clear or wide, like very long pushes happening from the attackers gets denied, and the door is open, and the Twitch is going to be peeking. Yes, but both of them don't see each other as the peeks happen. Shots are fired. No damage is taken just yet, but now they know that the Bandit is in here. Shots are being fired through the wall. Bandit fires back, and nothing happening just yet. The Nitro comes out. Villain will not get anything from the Nitro and tries to hit the Twitch. Unfortunately, not being able to, as Drizzle will get the kill onto Bandit. That is the first defender down. Unfortunately, Drizzle has taken quite a bit of damage to himself as he's going to whip out his Twitch Drone, the new Twitch Drone, of course, after the slight rework to the gadget. And he's going to be taking out any defender intels in the classical hallway. That is the default cam taken out, of course. And well, that is the first man down. Has I can actually see a player disconnect, I believe that is, on Sunset Ninja's side, which is unfortunate. The Echo Drone is taken out by Twitch as she pushes right up to the bedroom door, side door. As Cairo, in the meanwhile, will take down Simplex. That is the first attacker of the board, and that is Thermite off the board. That is quite a big kill, and the Zofia peeking from Astronomy says will manage to take down the castle inside of site. IQ, in the meanwhile, was down inside a bathroom as a... Yes, that is the IQ. Lancer is down inside the bathroom as Drizzle will take down Cairo, and it's a 1v4, and Shaitan is caught in a very precarious situation and will be taken out by the Twitch from inside the side. Drizzle getting that kill, winning ZeusaberZ the first round.
That was a very fast round coming in. On the first round that we got to witness it. It did not even have to go to the end of the round there, and looks like we'll already be going to a rehost as Sunset Ninjas have a disconnection coming in from their player. We'll be right back, guys. Just hang in there as we rehost this matchup. 1-0 is the scoreline, and we'll resume in just a moment.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
And welcome back, everybody, to WD Black, the Esports Club League in association with ACD Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games The Shop. I'm your host, back again from the rehost Blackjack. Joining me once again is Foxy, as both teams are back. We are, of course, back on Villa. It is ZeusaberZ versus Sunset Ninjas in Phase 2, Qualifiers Phase 2 of the TEC League. Foxy, before we get right back into the game, can you tell us how this group stage is going to go down?
All right, so a very interesting note for everybody who's actually joining us now. So the group stages are divided into 8 different groups, and you have to face off in a round-robin series of the 4 contenders in your own group. Each group has 4 contenders, and you just have to make sure that you win maximum games, I would say, to make sure that you end up in a better division, in a division that that is good for you, that will nurture you rather, or improve your competitive skills, as that is exactly what is going to make the skill set difference all in all. So the top 2 teams get promoted rather to divisions 1 and 2, while the bottom 2 teams are going to go to the phase 3 of these qualifiers that we'll get to witness on the last day of this 5-day qualifier series that we're getting to watch. Well, that'll be it from me on making you guys understand on how this group stage works and how these qualifiers work to proceeding to those divisions. We'll get back into this match right here, as we saw ZeusaberZ take that first round right before we got to see that rehost, and that was a really good execute coming out from that attacking team. Everything was perfectly timed. They got the study control, they made sure they made their way onto landing, they even got the breach done onto the main wall towards bedroom statue, and just fragged out at the right moment. They were at the right places, and Sunset Ninjas just could not get their composure back on the fact that they lost 1 man. But guess what? Mikasa is back, and now looks like Sunset Ninjas can use that advantage on the man count especially to try and equalize the score here. It's only 1 round down, as too early for any predictions, to be very honest, but I would say both teams look very promising on the terms of operator selections that they brought to the table. What do you think is going to happen, Blackjack? How do you think these operators make a difference on the kind of push that they're trying to make onto Villa?
Well, currently speaking, we do have Jackal, who's going to be running out the closet right ahead of him, as Twitch is going to find the Vigil, or, well, know that Vigil's close by thanks to his intel denying gadget, and Jaeger's actually still there as well. Lots of shots being traded between them. Vigil's going to be influential because the drones can't exactly tell where he is. As you see right there, the Twitch bamboozled by Vigil's gadget. He's going to be taken out. That is Drizzle off the board. He was the one who got the opening kill the last round for ZeusaberZ, and he's the first one to go down this time. Vigil making sure that the Twitch doesn't get any more frags, as the 2-man defender inside of Aviator and Games is working out just as intended. But however, Simplex over here, they've gone for a smoke rush plant, and it might just work out. Jackal goes down, and meanwhile a C4, but it doesn't affect anything, as the Thermite runs away with his life, and a rush plant from ZeusaberZ, which has been detected by, of course, the defenders. They are going to be pushing this, as Zofia is going to be stunning just by the defuse of the Mozzie and the dog. Both are stunned, but she is being pushed by the castle from inside a bathroom. That is a very precarious situation. As the Thermite goes down, Cairo gets a kill, and Jaeger's going to stick the defuse. Genius is going to stick the counter defuse, but he's going to go down right at the last second, unfortunately, as Doc goes down right next to him, and that's a 1v3. And well then, easy. Raven over here, stuck in a 1v3 position, gonna be pushed by the
Oh my god!
Saves him from beyond the grave. Simplex saving his teammate as he cleans up on the castle from bathroom. What a rush from the attacking team, getting the plant off and just managing to hold in there despite nearly losing it to the counter defuse of Jaeger. And well, that being said, 2-0 up already, ZeusaberZ.
That was quite a round coming on from the attack there, and more importantly, Raven with the amazing skills on the pistol of the Zofia there. He made sure that nobody gets close to the diffuser, the stun grenades first, lifelines rather, making sure that they do enter the defense a little bit here and there. And I think that was all in all a great round for them. I mean, it was just amazing. The Zofia went for the stun, and she went for that kill, or the denial that the counter diffuse was happening, and then we saw the Zofia making sure that the pistol play comes in from her. Obviously, that Claymore helping her as well. Just a perfect round from ZeusaberZ. Even if it got a little sloppy, the Zofia made sure that ZeusaberZ stays in this fight, and more than that, dominating in this fight rather. 2-0 is the scoreline now, and ZeusaberZ walk away yet again with another quick plant, or I would say just a quick attack for Sunset Ninjas just not being able to understand how they would counter something like that this time around though. They got to time their flanks right, and let us just see if that is going to be the case this time around.
More than that, the way Sunset Ninjas were caught lacking on their side hold was, well, quite unfortunate because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting Thermite to just smoke rush in there along with Jackal, right? I saw we saw Jackal breaking open the bedroom closet door window and droning it out. So it looked like a standard push, and I was gearing up to say how Jackal's footprint scanners are going to help, but they just didn't use any of that. They just went straight in, smoked outside, planted, and well, it worked out in their favor. As this time, I think Zofia is actually down below, playing a little bit of vertical, using her using her impact grenade, excuse me, as the push that is Drizzle once again pushing Aviator. With the help of the Nomad and Vigil, of course, down in 90 hallway, same place, almost the same place where he was the last time. And the twist on this time might just spot the Vigil. Yes, it will. Gets a little tag on him, taking him down to 99 HP. Of course, the damage nerf to the twist zone has been quite impactful. She's more of an annoying mosquito now than she used to be. But in the meanwhile, that is Nick. I really don't know how to say that name, so I'm just gonna say as Drizzle goes down, the Nomad is as well down outside. Of course, Genius getting a good headshot onto Drizzle, and the Nomad being down out there means that they're effectively playing on a 3 versus 5 as that is the Ash inside of Aviator. They're gonna get Jaeger with a nice clean kill, evening out the man count, and is gonna go for the revive as Raven is gonna take down Cryo on the other side of the building, Cairo, excuse me, and Nomad will be revived back up to 20 HP as lots of action has already come down, and we are just past the minute 30 mark.
We're seeing
quite interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing Vigil making sure he's holding this angle here and using his ability to his best. Look at that gunfight he takes and he wins that. Ooh. What a great headshot coming out from the Vigil. The K1A to use advantage, but he misses his shots on the Nomad. He just whiffed there for a second. And Shaitan is here to get one onto Simplex, but Raven is here to refrag back onto Shaitan just as he answers back. And that'll be it, as Raven is going to get with the finisher onto Mikasa as well. And ZeusaberZ are just obliterating Sunset Ninjas at this point. 3-0 on a defense favored map is not looking good for the side of Sunset Ninja so far. With so much utility that they're being put to use, perfect operator selections as well. But there's just a lack of cohesion between these players here, and that is what is costing them these rounds that clearly should be in their favor.
Absolutely, especially in this last round. It wasn't so much of a bloodbath as it was just the initial mistake being made by ZeusaberZ when they pushed Aviator, but immediately getting corrected by the Ash. And as soon as both of those rumors went down, the anchors getting taken out inside of sight, they really couldn't recover from that, unfortunately, Sunset Ninjas. And with the third time failing to defend Trophy, they are going to be switching up sites and going towards Aviator. Of course, Aviator being one of the better sites in this map. Right from the get-go, of course, people favored Aviator immediately as Villa came out because it was just one of those sites, you know. And of course, it is still an old reliable, as people would say. So going back to that side, it's going to be interesting. They, of course, have the Doc. That is Mikasa playing the Doc. That is the ACOG MP5 being brought out once again. Doc has actually been one of the pretty consistent ops. He's not been switched out in this match just yet. This is going to be pushing barbed wire on the classical hallway with a little bit of contemplation about it. Overall, great utility being brought onto this site by Sunset Ninjas. They're doing a lot of things right. What they're not doing is making sure that they don't get, even if one of their teammates gets killed, they're not making sure that they trade out instantly. And ZeusaberZ, on the other hand, credit to them where credit is due. They've made great pushes so far, great intel collection, and as soon as they get enough intel and feel confident enough to push, they execute that push, and we've seen how it goes so far. Vigil, right now, villain that is, inside of the master bathroom. And along with Jaeger, who's in statutory, will be droned out with the drones coming in from bedroom. Shots are fired, no damage taken. However, he's going to be taken out by the Nomad, who's repelling on the astronomy window right into her line of sight. As the Nomad gets down on the astro stairs, will be taken down by the Vigil. That's a refrag from villain. Nice little shot there. But he's going to be, well, he's getting shot from inside of the gear room and from the bathroom, as Twitch is going to take down villain. And well, once again, the man disadvantage not in favor of Sunset Ninjas, as Cairo goes down inside of side. That is Raven getting yet another kill. He's been quite influential this game so far, as the Ash is going to clean up in 90 hallway onto Shaitan, and Raven, of course, inside of sight is going to take out Mikasa. And that is once again a surgically clean push from ZeusaberZ taking down the defensive Sunset Ninjas, just dismantling them one by one and winning themselves round 4 on Villa.
Yeah, look at those number of frags that Raven is bringing to the board. There are 9 frags already with the rehost in place as well. That's 3 rounds, 3 kills, 9 frags, and it's just amazing. The man has been amazing on his entry frag potential. Yeah, we saw something like that come out from Drizzle in the beginning, but looks like Drizzle is being shut down a little too early. We saw him take that peek onto the Vigil there. That in the beginning, I think that was on round 2. Yes, that was on round 2. And I would say that was ill-advised, knowing that you don't have information, you don't want to take those peaks onto those long hallways, and it was just a good attack all in all, I would say. And Sunset Ninjas are just not able to understand where they lack at this moment. They're just not able to counter back to what ZeusaberZ are bringing to the table. And just like I said, both these teams are equally prepared. I'm not saying that Sunset Ninjas don't know how to fight, or they're just lacking the cohesion between them. There's just maybe, I'm assuming there's just some I would say intricacies in the comms going on. Not enough communication being made, not enough information being traded off, and we don't see them opt for any of those information ops either. It's only Legion or the Echo doing the heavy duty, and more than that, Legion now becomes a passive information op as well. So Echo is essentially the only information op that they have left, and with ZeusaberZ employing Twitch, they're making sure that they get those default cameras at least out of the way as soon as the round starts. So I think Sunset Ninjas are being crippled of the information from ZeusaberZ, and that is what is costing them into taking those gunfights, not realizing that the roam game that they're trying to present is just not working out for them.
Unfortunately, it really hasn't worked out in the first 4 rounds of this match so far, as the astronomy window has been broken once again. Villain, this time on the Bandit, he's going to be out here in Statutory, and he's just going to be waiting as he hears the window being broken outside of game room, that the gear room anyway. Excuse me, my brain isn't really cooperating.
Right, for some reason, I like to call that window as a fox window, because there's a fox statue right close to it, and
yes.
right, and yeah, you can call me narcissistic, but yeah, that's just that's just easier to call it. I mean, that is what I tell my teammates at least. And looking at Villain, he's going to be holding the 90 all the way here. A very interesting hold that is coming out from the Bandit. A good quick peek from the Ash there. Doesn't give away her head, I would say, onto the Bandit, and the Echo drones. Yokai is already being put to use here for the help of the Bandit, making sure they're giving in good assistance, and that is, I would say it's a good hold so far as no lives lost. But look at that, the Ash is actually going to go for this peak. Ill-advised C4 rip out, and it's going to cost him his life, as Lancer is going to drop Villain, and that's the 90 control reclaim by the attackers here. Legion Mine is going to remove those taunts out of the way. Legion coming in for that peak there. Meanwhile, Rizzle is going to get one, but the refract comes in from Shaitan on the other end of the map here. We don't get to see on comms. Some stuns being thrown off, and the breeze just coming into place here. Look at that kill coming out from Raven, doing that heavy lifting for his team. But we are going to see Shaitan actually trying to maneuver back onto the study hallway here. He's going to go for this flank. Does he get spotted out? No, he doesn't. He gets one. Can he get the other? No, he's whiffing his shots here. That suppressor just not working in his advantage. So much damage that he could have done just gets missed. It's all down to Cairo and Shaitan rather in a 2 versus 2 now. This could just be the case. This could just be the round that we saw Rook maneuver onto that side, and alright, there you go. Rook with ill-advised peak does take out one, but the refract does come in. Cairo has turned this into a 1v1 now. The Legion could make this clutch happen for his team, as it is a dire necessity for Sunset Ninjas to finally step up to their game. Tries to go for that pre-fire, but no, ZeusaberZ are just better, and they win that gunfight as well. Nick Aristo with that finishing kill from the Nomad onto the Legion to keep things dominating on the side of ZeusaberZ. It's just amazing that this attacking team is exhibiting on this map here.
Absolute dominance coming out from ZeusaberZ on a map like Villa, which is rumored to be defender favorite, as we were ourselves talking about it earlier in this match itself. And that is not a good sign for Sunset Ninjas as they are further approaching their role swap. It is already round 6, of course. This round will after this round, the roles will be swapped, and ZeusaberZ will be going in to defense, and they are already sitting 1 round short of match point, showing off their absolute dominance, almost getting taken out by the flank from the Rook in the last round. Unfortunately, Rook put a few too many bullets into Ash's body while she was already dead, missing his shots on the thermite, which kind of cost him the kill. And eventually, of course, that did sort of come back to haunt them as ZeusaberZ, well, they just keep moving on. They keep trucking on, and 5-0. It's not looking good for Sunset Ninjas, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, then again, one could always say they're just having a bad day. We've seen so many top tier teams as well. This happened in case you got to witness the last match of G2 versus Empire on Coastline. It was a 7-0 cleanup, and I was not expecting that. I mean, we've seen that rivalry come out from such a long time. It's just that Sunset Ninjas are having a bad day and things are not working out for them. They're doing everything in their power. They're doing everything right. It's just, like I said, it's just a bad day. It's not the performance heavy day from the side of Sunset Ninjas, and maybe that's okay. But I would still be, I would say, wary of the fact that the performance matters now, because now you're in the group stages. You need to make sure you're getting that performance, or top-notch performance for your team, because that is what is going to make sure to decide on what division you go in.
Absolutely, that will be very important as shots are being traded outside of Laundry here between Vigil and Zofia, and Raven will take down Ultra Genius. In the meanwhile, that is the Vigil taken off very early into the round. Zofia waltzes into Dining Room and is preparing to play vertical as she's going to take out the floor using her impact grenades, try to get some peeks onto anybody inside of sight. Marks are coming out from the drones above as Kairo's going to drop Simplex. That is the first attacker being taken out. ZeusaberZ almost losing. Just actually, Drizzle goes down. In the meanwhile, inside of Office, he's going to be taken out by the Bandit, and the Nomad's going to be peeking, but the Bandit manages to make it into Aviator in time. Has a little look-see with his buddy Jaeger, and as the Nomad pushes into Aviator, Nitro comes out from Bandit, actually breaks the wall. Was that a bait there? In fact, it was, as the two-sided push from the defenders comes out, taking down Nicaristo, and that is the Nomad being taken off the board. And for the first time, it looks like ZeusaberZ are going to be on the back foot as they have just two operators left pushing inside of Master Bedroom. Zofia and Lancer on the Ash. Raven here is going to be peeking Astronomy through the bathroom. Will be taken, well, down at the very least by the castle from inside of Astronomy. Is going to be looking for the Withstand, Zofia's special ability. When she gets down, she can get back up, of course, as Lancer is going to provide cover. And the Withstand does go off. Raven now switches to his concussion nades, making sure no one's pushing him by the door. Doesn't look like it, as the nade goes off without hindrance, but shots are still fired from inside of Astronomy. So he knows that there's there. He's going to peek the ear, but will be taken out. Immediately, Shaitan gets the peek onto Raven, and now it's a 1v4, all up to Lancer to win it for ZeusaberZ in this 5-0 situation. His team is still in favor, of course, and they have plenty of rounds to have room for error. As she's gonna see the Jaeger inside the bathroom. There goes Shaitan. He's been influential this round, unfortunately. No more for this last kill for the defenders. Lancer making a lot of pre-fires, lots of plays here and there, peeking. Wide peeking quite a bit actually inside the bathroom. Gonna take out the barbed wire, pre-firing into Astronomy. Not gonna get anybody as his tense situation keeps going forward. Gonna see the dock inside of Astronomy. They're gonna get peeking, but get taken out by Cairo inside of Astronomy. Unfortunately, not working out in the Ash's favor as Sunset Ninjas take their first round here and go 5-1 into Role Swap.
What do you think, Blackjack? With the way Villa has played, and it has been a defender-friendly map so far, I think that this could just be the round where ZeusaberZ can, just like you said, they have a lot of room for error, and they can just experiment on stuff against Sunset Ninjas at this point. 5-1 is a really, the difference is a marginal difference there. And they have so much room for experimenting at this point, even on the side of defense. They could even go for, I would say, not so traditional operators, but now and then we can't really judge on how Siege has been played with the amazing changes that Ubisoft has been bringing, as they're making sure that the saturation level of the skill gap, rather, on the way the sites are played, on the way the operators are played, and the way everything turns out in this game has been maintaining a really good balance amongst it all. So I really think that ZeusaberZ are still in it to win this, and that's exactly what we will see them do. We are going to see them go on to Aviator and Games Room as their first defensive site. Not really sure why you would choose something like this. I mean, after such a dominant performance, you could even try and go for a library defense as well, but ZeusaberZ are not here to take anything lightly. They just had a bad round, and sadly, Sunset Ninjas have to make sure that they don't let ZeusaberZ proceed to that match point advantage. Once ZeusaberZ sits on match point, it's way more tough to come back from it, and a possible comeback is what all the Sunset Ninjas fans in the chat must be expecting right now. Let us see if Sunset Ninjas can pull that off.
Absolutely well said right there, Foxy. It is a very uphill task for Sunset Ninjas to come back from this 5-1 situation, but given the way they played the last round, it seems like they are getting their cohesion back up to tack, and it looks like they might just be able to do it. Of course, it is still not quite clear, as we have said time and time again. Comebacks are very possible, even if it is a very uphill task for the team at the deficit, as Jaeger's Drizzle going to be sitting in walk-in closet very quietly. I think he's just having a little contemplation of life. He wakes up and he's going to be looking around to see if anyone's pushed him just yet, as the attackers are obviously they're going for their own clear. Sunset Ninjas don't want to get flanked by anybody, especially any ops with the lethality that Jaeger has displayed in his siege lifetime so far. Droning happening around 90 hallway. In the meanwhile, as Mikasa's drone, it's semi-jammed, of course, in Classical Hallway, gets out of range of the jammers. Shots are being exchanged, however, outside of the stable yard door here, the Fox window, as Foxtrot called it just a few rounds ago. And, it's interesting to see as we are moving into the 1.5 minute mark, as Cairo, with the diffuser and the thermite, obviously, he's repelling outside of the 90 hallway's main bend, as they would say. And
very interesting. We are seeing the IQ run the AUG instead of the Commando or the LMG as well.
Hello there.
Look at that. I just heard the AUG in like a distance, and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta switch to IQ. I wanna confirm that it's for a second. I just thought it's Wamai, but that's not being employed. That meanwhile, Villain is going to start things off for the side of Sunset Ninjas here. Finally, a good entry frag coming in from their side, and that is going to dispatch the Jaeger, a very important operator, and more than that, a very formidable operator. Shaitan using those IQ scanners. I'm not really sure why he's not taking that mute jammer out. It could just be his advantage there. A bit more, I would say, free space to drone in, but looks like that is not what they want to do. And Raven is actually playing in a really tough spot. If you'd ask me, he could get spotted at any minute, the moment somebody walks out that door. But look at that, the Witcher is going to go for that aggression, and he's going to get one. That's Lancer doing work for his team here, as ZeusaberZ want to take this to match point. Simplex is going to get one on the other side, but Thermite is going to win this fight against the Vigil here. And the Thermite gets refragged just as I speak about it. Raven is going to be the one to collect that kill. Raven's still in this fight against these two attackers here. The Bandit is coming in from the flank as well. He's going to drop one, and that'll be it. ZeusaberZ are going to proceed to match point on round 7. What a lovely cleanup from the defensive team here. A great turtle hold. Only one roamer and one last flank is what got them that victory there. Great ankle play coming out from the side of ZeusaberZ once again, as they keep their dominance maintained and they proceed to match point on a 6-1 score. What do you think is going to happen? Just like I said, Sunset Ninjas cannot walk away from this anymore. They have to make sure that what we like to call it, try hard, is the word that I'm looking for here, and that is exactly what they'll have to do if they want to get back or even attempt a possible comeback. I'm not saying it's entirely impossible to do, but then again, depending on how Sunset Ninjas have been playing, it does look very far-fetched.
Indeed, very grim situation here for Sunset Ninjas, as they are being pushed all the way to the brink, as ZeusaberZ go all the way to match point 6-1 already. They're going to be going for a trophy statutory hold. They brought in a Mozzie in place of Goer, actually. Quite interesting, going for Intel Denial instead of Air Denial. So it's going to be interesting to see how Nikki Rosto plays the Mozzie. Probably a little bit in a roamer lurker capacity, but again, that remains to be seen. So 6-1. Very, very tough to come back from this situation. Sunset Ninjas, dire straits, and they have to absolutely try their hardest to attempt even this comeback that is being presented in front of them. I don't think Mozzie, that is Nikki Roster over there, quite like that painting sitting on that middle wall there. He just absolutely deleted that off of the wall. But that is, of course, besides the point. The roster being brought out from ZeusaberZ on this defense is, of course, the Bandit, Echo, Doc, Mozzie, and Jaeger, both the German boys, and double ACOG on Lancer and Raven with the Echo and Doc. Actually, it's quite interesting. We don't normally see a whole lot of Doc in a lot of games, right? But this match, Doc has been like omnipresent pretty much. He's been there every single round, so that's quite nice to see. A little bit of a refresher there as action phase comes in. And one thing I would hope to see from Sunset Ninjas this round is that they are a little bit more efficient in their sort of roam clear, side push, sort of intel gathering. As that's the word I'm looking for, intel gathering, because they took quite a lot of time at the half-minute mark. Nothing had happened, no advancements had been made. As Moz is going to go for a cheeky peek here out of Art Studio. Onto the balcony outside of bedroom. He's not going to see anyone just yet, but he's holding that down. Nikki also showing a lot of patience as he's going to catch a drone right there by the bedroom side, which is unfortunate for the attackers. One more piece of intel being denied to them. And we even have Simplex over here playing below on the bandit. He's right close to sight, so they might be looking for a nitrocell kill. EMPs are coming up from Thatcher as Drizzle on Diego is going to rotate around as Raven's going to take down Villain. That is a first man down for Sunset Ninjas, and that is the Nomad, a very, very important operator in this situation. Push is happening onto master bedroom and bathroom as the main wall has been breached by the Hibana's ex-Kairos. Jackal, that is Cairo over here, going to find a set of footprints inside of the bathroom. He should scan those, and he will. He's going to get a mark onto one of the defenders. Of course, it's a late mark, seeing as it was an old footprint, as Hibana gets shot up from inside of sight. Shaitan goes to quite low HP, and again, not looking good for Sunset Ninjas because we are at the 1 minute 18 mark and they haven't really made any headway onto any of the defenders or pushing side. As I say, that Raven gets taken down by Cairo inside a bathroom. That is Jackal cleaning up on the dock. Yes, that was the dock being taken down. Unfortunately, he himself has taken a lot of damage, and him along with Shaitan have very low HP, which is probably going to come back and bite them later on in the round. The Sledge is still inside a master bedroom. He's going to peek the main door as Cairo's going to take down Simplex in the meanwhile. That's his double kill in this round. And they are going to try and go for a plant. Jackal is actually popping off his smoke grenade somewhere. Sledge is going to peek the door offside. Is he going to see the Mozzie? Yes, he will. And Mozzie is taken off the board as Genius actually gets a double kill there, taking out Drizzle in the meanwhile as well. And it is now a 1v4 all up to Echo as he downs Cairo inside of Astronomy. That is one of the attackers down. Unfortunately, Sledge is there to defrag right onto him with a headshot from the SMG-11 as he takes out the Echo, winning Sunset Ninjas this attacking round.
Nice finisher there from the Sledge. Obviously with the sledgehammer to his face. But still, we're seeing ZeusaberZ still set on match point. They can relax. They have the luxury to make mistakes, just like you said, and it's just been this game where there's so much emphasis on the gunfights that they're trying to take here. We saw them be in positions where both these teams are just, taunting each other that, all right, we are going to take gunfights, and that is exactly how we want to play this game. And ZeusaberZ are just winning those. And it's not been a complete emphasis on the side of setups or strategies or post-plan situations or planned analysis that they're trying to make here. We even saw the Echo get that one kill, but he went for that direct push onto Trophy. He did not want to even go back to the second yokai drone there. We did not see Villain who's running the IQ, try and go for that yokai denial as well. So there's been so much less emphasis in terms of how we usually see this game being played, losing all that utility to the maximum that you can so that it drains time of these attackers. And even if that doesn't, it still could even claim a life here and there. Make sure that your end game is way more easier as a defender to withstand. But that is not, we are seeing ZeusaberZ, rather. I was about to say Sunsabers. Right, maybe if Sunset Ninjas and ZeusaberZ ever have like a baby, that would surely be called Sunsabers. Anyways, Sunset Ninja staying alive barely though, and that one single round that we saw them take, that is going to give them the second round on the board for the while. 6-2 is the scoreline that we are looking at, and we proceed on to round 9 here.
Absolutely, and ZeusaberZ obviously still sitting on match point. They still have roughly, I would say, if they're feeling like daredevils here, they have like something like 3 rounds actually of experimenting that they can take care of. But obviously, I don't think, at least I feel that they won't be going for that. They're gonna
we don't want to see. I mean, at least I would love to see Sunset Ninjas pull out a Navi against ZeusaberZ. If
Oh yes.
I don't know what's up with that team, man. I mean, every time I watch that match, I just feel midway that all right, it's done. The opponents are on match point, and that is. So that's the end of the story for Navi, but they somehow always make the comeback as soon as the opponent sits on match point. And let's see if Sunset Ninjas are going to keep that legacy on in terms of the Indian scene for us. We'll find that out in just a while. This is going to be the round that matters for both these teams here. Or rather, every single round is going to matter for Sunset Ninjas until they try and get that equalizer in. And look at that.
Ooh.
Sunset Ninjas just converting on exactly what I'm saying. Cairo is going to get a freebie, rather, onto Drizzle. And that is going to be the Jaeger being taken off the board. That Vault Peak was ill-advised, and that is going to cost him. We still see the Diffuser in hands of the Jaeger. They could possibly go for that statue plant here. We're seeing emphasis coming out from the side of Bedroom as well. But will that be the case? Look at that push coming in from them. The Band is going to go for the Bandit trick. The Legion is here to support him as well. But it's all on how things turn out in the end game. Look at that pre-fire coming in from him. Nick Aristo is going to get Cairo as he tries to peek that statue hallway there. And it's a great positioning from the Legion anyways. And the Doc wins that fight. For some reason, he somehow wins that all right. Raven, it's been amazing so far for the side of Sunset Ninjas and a great player all in all. Look at the scoreboard for a second. Raven has been doing so much heavy lifting for his team. 14 kills on board, while he's the only one who's having a double-digit kill. That perfectly placed bandit batteries there is going to trick the Hibana charge out. No, it won't actually. Alright, I just misjudged that part there. Legion and Bandit are going to be staying alive rather. Here he's playing in a really tricky spot. He gets punished for it. It's a 2 versus 3 now as things are turning alive. And so is the scoreboard for the side of Sunset Ninjas. He just gets spotted out, but is too careless to turn his back. Legion is going to punish him for that. And now it's a 2 versus 2. Back to it again. We're going to see Lancer go for this heavy peak here. It's all down to Lancer once again in a 1 versus 2 clutch situation. Can he make this happen? The pings are coming in. Only 15 seconds left. These are the dying seconds of the round. He goes for that pre-fire onto the planter. Why does he have to go on the Echo Drone? It's all down to the sledge. He's going to wait this one out. 6 seconds. The gunfight is going to matter and he'll win it. ZeusaberZ with the clutch in the 1v2. Amazing frenzy of kills there for the side of Sunset Ninjas. But Lancer is going to be the one to collect the victory all in all and finish the matchup with a 7-2 scoreline. What a round coming in from him.
Absolutely brilliant last second 1v2 there from Lancer. Had a little hiccup there going on to his intel drone very quickly, but I guess he just wanted to check out his chat, and came back, checked his messages, came back, whipped out his secondary, and that was the cleanup right there. As ZeusaberZ are going to take Villa 7-2, winning their first group stage match.
That was quite the match, guys, and that'll be it for the first stream of today. We are going to come back with another stream, and things are only getting started as we enter the group stage phase 2 of these qualifiers. Next match is going to be Kira versus Mercenaries, and you sure as hell want to be there, want to witness all this Rainbow Six Siege action that is going down for season 1 of WD Black, the Esports Club League. This is me, Foxtrot, and I'm joined with Blackjack. We'll be back in just a while. Thank you guys for joining. See you in some time.